I'd like to call this meeting in order. Would you please stand with me and recite the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming out on such a cold evening. There's a couple of changes to our agenda. And so under the business agenda section, we are moving item number 1 to position number 3. Number 2 will be position number 1. And number 3 will now be in position number 2. So moving forward, we have an Employee of the Month presentation that's going to be given to our employee, and our Public Works Director, Craig Gregory, is going to do that at this time.
So, Mayor, Commissioners, I would like to present Brooke Kiltz with the February Employee of the Month. Brooke currently holds the Projects and Purchasing Coordinator position and really keeps us out of trouble as far as when it comes to purchasing and contracts for the City of Shelton. It's a tall order with everything that we do in Public Works. And Brooke, above and beyond all of the contracts that we've been bringing forward in the last couple of months, was instrumental in the Basin 3 contract bid and award. Basically handled all of our paperwork on the City of Shelton side and worked with all of the contractors to get that in place. So for that, I would like to thank Brooke for all of her service, and am happy to present her with the Employee of the Month award.
All right. All right, next is our weekly or bi-monthly commission reports. And so, Mr. Dorsey, did you have some things on your agenda?
Yeah, I just got through with a Transit Authority meeting a little while ago. And coming up, I have a meeting with, we all do, I believe, with Steve Stewart from the city of Ridgefield about going into a 7-person council. And there's a luncheon out at Alderbrook Economic Development, annual luncheon. I'm going to try to make that.
Well, I had several meetings canceled today because of weather. I was going to attend the Reentry Coalition meeting at the library. That was canceled. So tomorrow we have our EDC annual luncheon at Alderbrook, and also the public meeting at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon on the sitting the council. So that is my week.
Thank you. And tomorrow I will be a speaker over in Olympia at an annual Mayor's Exchange event. The governor will be there, and I will be talking about success in obtaining grant money to fund major infrastructure projects. Unfortunately, I will not be able to go to my Criminal Justice Board meeting this month or go to that lunch out at the Alderbrook. So that pretty much concludes our commissioner reports. Next is a general public comment period, and anyone that would like to speak would have the opportunity to sign a card, and we would love to hear your opinion on a variety of matters.
Brooks Farrell.
Mayor Krantz, Commissioner McDowell, Commissioner Dorsey. I'm here tonight to support Gary and Kathy. I was born and raised in Washington. Over the years, I've known all 3 of these people, and they're very good friends of mine. And to tell you the truth, Gary, I'll single you out. When I had my wife and I, back probably 20 years ago or so, we were going through some financial difficulties. Well, Gary was there to help us. And so I want to say, again, thank you, Gary, for the time that you've helped us. And I'm in support. Nobody in here, I'm speaking for myself too, nobody in here is perfect. All made mistakes. And we give second chances. You know what I'm saying? And so it says in the Bible, in the Bible it says, for all have fallen short of the glory of God. Everybody is sinned. Nobody's perfect. So I could say, I'm going to end it right there. So, thank you.
Thank you.
As a Shelton citizen, I would like to thank you all for all your hard work and diligence in supporting our city and looking positively towards our future. I would like to start by thanking Kathy McDowell and the commissioners for specifically Kathy's campaign platform of grant funding for our city when she was running at the time. Her initiative in pursuing this approach has been successful in procuring various grants for needed improvements in Shelton. The commissioners' team, has been instrumental with 3 different grant projects' success and has saved the city costs. Some grants covered the amount of over $6 million for specific projects. Others, $277,000 covered, as well as over $5 million for other projects. And this is a huge saving for our city, and this is instrumental that you guys have done this. Commissioners, you have and continue to have the best interest of Shelton. You are visionary, proactive networkers. We applaud the work that you are doing and continue to support all of you. Thank you.
Michelle? Hi, I'm Aubrey. I'm 12 years old and I go to Olympic Middle School. I have a statement to read, and I've already given it to the media. 2 weeks ago, I watched the video where Mrs. McDowell wrote a letter that tried to make Danger Cup, my dad, look like a bad guy. I hope everyone knows that kids in Shelton are now interested in city government because that same guy showed up to tell everyone what's really going on here. He seemed like a nice lady. Using the bold filter, which doesn't seem like the right thing to do. Mrs. McDowell, your letter started by saying the record Danger Cup made public showed that you and the mayor colluded behind closed doors. I think that's illegal, and since you admitted it in your letter, that doesn't make Danger Cup a bully. It makes him right. You claim that the information given to the journal was done quickly just to get you as mayor. I don't think that's true. My dad put out all information when he got it. He doesn't decide what goes in the newspaper any more than he decides what I wear in school. He just gave his input, and then the writers decided to focus on you. That says something about you, not him. You stated that James Cup tried to discredit you in America. No. James Cup publicized the words you wrote just as you wrote them. Plain and simple. If your own words discredit you, so be it. You also said that you called the behavior bullying. In our house, we know that sometimes the truth hurts. We also know that if the truth feels like a bully, you're on the wrong side of the argument. You talk about businesses being aged and no being left on your door. You made it sound like my dad had something to do with it. The mayor even told people that my dad left it off the board in some form. Well, all that seems really childish to me. And I should know because I'm in the 7th grade. My dad works a lot and doesn't have time to mess with childish behavior unless it's on Facebook. But from the looks of it, that's normal for a bunch of adults and selfies. Wouldn't you agree? When a storm rolls in, my dad is out to get things done. Like this weekend, when he put in 52 hours to make sure power was working in towns just like ours. Trust me when I say that none of the things you implied will even be worth the time. James Cup is a good person. He's an honest worker. He's a loyal friend to all kinds of people. Look around any group in our town, and you'll see some James Cup there, because James Cup is Shelton. He cares more about the city than he does about what you think of him. He has a passion for telling people the truth, and he won't back down just because people get uncomfortable
Eagleson? Thank you. You're right to stand up here and talk. I listened for a couple weeks. Same thing on their Facebook as everybody else does. I won't mention names. It happened. Everybody makes a mistake. Everybody talks crap. But if this city is going to heal, if this city is going to go forward, stop the crap. Just stop it. Get up here and have ideas. Think about what you want to do for the city. Think about what you want to do for the homeless, or for buildings, or for apartments, or for houses. Have ideas. Can't you think of anything else other than picking on each other like a bunch of 5-year-old children? I'm sorry, but I had to get up here and say something. I listened to it all at the last meeting we had. I've listened to it from again. I'm tired of it. People are not going to come to these meetings. They're not going to get involved in the city. If they sit here and see everybody, and especially people who are running for office, bickering with the people that they're supposed to be working for, you have to respect the system. The system, the state already put in the paper they're doing an investigation. This PDC is already doing an investigation on people. Leave it alone, people. Think of something else besides griping and complaining and bitching. And when you go home, think of what you want to do to make this city better instead of standing up here like a bunch of 2-year-olds. I'm sorry. To say.
Marilyn Aaron? Good evening. See more of our young people wanting to be involved. So, I have a question for both of you. And mind you, this is only the 4th commission meeting I've ever been to. I plan on but my question for both of you is this. Commissioner Rosie, I'm going to have it speak from them because you're brand new. So,
That's fine.
when you both ran for office, what was your driving force in wanting to be where you are today?
Basically, the rules. No, I'm going to say, no. Yeah, let me stop for just a second. Can I, pardon me. I'm chair of this meeting, and I'm going to answer something. When you speak, you have public comment, and you are more than welcome to say that. We don't entertain questions, and it's not questions. So if you said you had the questions, I was merely stating that we don't answer those
To spark you both.
Okay.
That's
Okay, so you don't want to ask us questions?
No. I just want you to think about it in your head.
Okay.
Close enough attention as I should have. But what I am asking you is this. Have you accomplished? Have you lost your drive? Have you lost your passion? If you're not still 150% committed to the reasons why you ran for office, if you haven't already accomplished those things, maybe you need to rethink that.
Thank you for your public comments. Next is a consent agenda that we are hopefully prepared here. Are we ready for a reading of the consent agenda?
I am ready.
I am ready also.
Payroll warrants numbered 1203 through 1347 and 16646 through 16666 in the amount of $795,162.11. vouchers numbered 16672 through 16782 in the amount of $557,158.39. Special meeting minutes of January 30th, 2018, special meeting minutes of January 6th, 2018, and business meeting minutes of February 6th, 2018.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to accept the consent agenda as read.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda passes. Under the business agenda, as I said previously, we're moving some items around, and so what I'd like to do at this time is turn the meeting over to our Public Works Director, Craig Gregory, and you can do it from here.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. We are happy to bring forward another customer of our sludge program down at the wastewater treatment plant. The Washington State Parks and Recreation Commission desires to enter a contract with us, actually an ILA with us, for the processing of sludge from a variety of their sites on a monthly basis. And this is basically the same contract or ILA that we have entered into with several other agencies. The only thing that has really changed from the contracts from 2017 is the 3% annual increase that we had at the start of the year that changed the rate of the per gallon charge coming into the city of Shelton.
Okay. Any questions or comments for Craig Gregory?
So we'll be getting some more revenue off that, right?
That is correct.
Do you know how much?
We don't know an exact amount at this point. We are working with them to really get a feel for how many locations that are close proximity enough to bring their sludge to us. So at this point, we don't have a real handle on the exact dollar amount. We're guessing it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of around 10 to 20,000 gallons a month, which we have plenty of capacity and manpower for at this point to intake.
So what does that do for the wear and tear on the sewer, the water treatment plant on that?
Well, I will tell you that we have been running for better than 12 months. We haven't seen a large change in much of our equipment or our utility costs. Manpower right now is staying fairly close to being the same.
Okay.
So we haven't seen much of a change, if at all, with intake of our sewer sludge from those agencies.
All right.
Any other questions or comments?
I have one more question. The 3%, can you explain that? Well, I mean, what?
It was the, so when we set a rate back when we started this program, we needed a mechanism to increase for inflation and costs, overall cost increases.
Okay.
So what we came up with was a 3% annual increase. We will certainly take a look at this in the future, but it was really just a mechanism to really lighten the load on staff to not go back and take a look at this every year.
Okay.
So we do a very quick analyze those costs ongoing, but really it was just a way to get a cost of living really increase or inflation increase.
I thought that was it.
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay.
So what you're asking to do is concur with your request here. And are we ready to do that?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so we concur. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, next. You're still up, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So another contract that we are bringing forward to you. We have been bringing quite a few of these forward, with most of our contracts expiring at the end of the year and just renewing those. So this is for SCADA services with parametrics. We did an RFQ and got several companies that responded to us. We did pick Parametrics. They have been the one that we have used in the past, and we feel that they are most qualified to provide that service. So we are requesting to enter into a contract with them and concur to move this to the action agenda for March 6th.
Questions or comments?
Is this a one-time cost, or is anything going to go up? This is the cost.
This is on a per visit or per work ticket or work order basis. So we just set the limits of basically the cost that we thought we would have over the next 12 months. But they are required to fill out a work order and let us know how much that is going to cost per individual item. So we really won't know until really something goes wrong. Is the only time that we ever use them is when we have trouble with our SCADA system.
Okay. No extra charge for the city residents, is there?
It's in the annual operating budget within the sewer and water utilities.
Okay.
Part of the day-to-day operations of a
That is
city.
correct.
Any other questions or comments?
Not this time.
Okay, hearing none, then I concur. It appears we all concur to place this on the action agenda for March 6, 2018. All right, now to number 1.
To number 1. So we are very happy to bring forward to the commission the direct appropriation and the reappropriation of 2 different commerce grants, both for the Sewer Basin 3 rehabilitation of those sewer lines. With the capital budget getting passed here just recently is why you are seeing both of these. Both are in the amount of $1.455 million for that, so totaling almost $3 million between the 2 of them. And we are asking to move these grants forward to the action agenda for March 6th. And personally, I would just like to thank Senator Tim Sheldon, Representative Dan Griffey, and Representative Drew McEwen, and this commission and the mayor for working so hard on these to get us these grants and making it so that we could have a project moving forward that at this point looks like it is going to be 100% grant funded, along with some extras that we'll get into in the next briefing. But really just a thanks to all of our elected officials out there, including the mayor and this commission, for pushing these things forward and making sure that they are looking out for the citizens of Shelton and those taxpayers and ratepayers. Also makes my job fairly easy to bring things forward that we don't have to discuss using loan money for, and that they are 100% grant funded. Makes life pretty easy for me also. So for that, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yep. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
Awesome.
Yeah, we actually started this journey almost 6 years ago. And every year we go back over and negotiate and talk and meet with DOE and just keep, talking to our legislators and asking the Department of Ecology, and they've been very gracious to give us that 5 or 6 year extension on that project. And it was a goal for the city to actually, because of our enormous debt, to actually get a sewer basin 100% grant funded. And actually, most people, even the ones that are inside government, said it was an impossibility. But we never gave up, and we kept fighting for it. So it is a wonderful day for the city of Shelton that no sewer rates will be raised because of the funding on another basin under our belt. So, and staff did an amazing job. I know the behind the scenes on that, that you did an amazing job re-looking at all those numbers. And it had gone from somewhere around the 5 or 6 on up to about 7, and then we came back down to around 6, and that was due to you guys investigating, looking, recalculating, and so it was truly a team effort, and that's one basin down, and we have more to go. Let's see what we can do in the future. All right, so you want to know if we want to place this on the action agenda, right?
Yes, sir.
I think we do.
I think
don't,
we
did
do.
you want to do that?
I'm not
I wanted
sure.
to do
Yeah.
that.
Might be one of your easier
Yeah,
decisions.
I
of
think
today,
we
huh?
want to push this one forward, and so
Definitely.
we will concur to place this on the action agenda for March 6, 2018. Thank you very much. All right, and it looks like number 4 is you again, Mr. Gregory.
So staying with that same theme, back on February 7th, we had a formal bid opening for the Sewer Basin 3 project. We got several bids, 7 to be exact, and those bids ranged from $5.98 million all the way up to $11.5 million. So there was a fairly decent range of those bids. And just a couple of notes to point out, we've already talked about funding these grants that we just received of almost $3 million. We did have another direct appropriation that was, again, worked so hard by Senator Sheldon, Representative Griffey and McEwen, and also the mayor and this commission that we already had, and we have been utilizing some of that for some design work that we have been taking on over the past 12 months. And along with that came a DOE grant, a Centennial Clean Water Grant of $1.97 million. And with that also was a loan of almost a little over $4 million from DOE also, that at the time they thought we were going to need to spend and pay back. But with the hard work of those representatives and this commission and getting that 100% grant funded, we don't anticipate using any of that loan funding that is available to us. So we will be most likely giving that back. And one major thing to point out is the Public Works staff heard the mayor and this commission that their goal was to get this 100% grant funded. And when we looked at this more than 12 months ago and looked at the original design, it had a lot of flaws within it. So we went back and took staff time, as we didn't have any projects going on at the time. So what better way to bring the cost down than take another look at this and see how we could make this a much more affordable project. So the city staff, engineering, took a look at this along with the public works staff, and original engineer's estimate, well, the most recent engineer's estimate back in late 2016 was just over $7.7 million. So after the redesign of that project, the city staff got that engineer's estimate down to $6.3 million, and the low bidder came in right at $6 million. And that $6 million also not only includes the entire rehab of that sewer basin and those sewer lines, but also will include paving and overlaying of every street within Basin 3, including the North Cliff Hill and the North Cliff development up on the top of the hill. So to get that done and accomplish that for $6 million and 100% grant funded, to not only get the sewer basin done, which I was skeptical that we were going to get that done for the funding that we had, but to not only get that, but also get the paving done was pretty remarkable. So it is a collaborative effort that we got this done, and I think it shows not only the resolve of the staff, but this commission also to get this thing done and get it 100% grant funded.
We thank you
Thank you very
and
much.
your team.
Thank you.
Craig, is that the, when you say the streets to be paved, is that like from where to where? Is that from like the library down
So basically, it's everything from 8th Street at the library
8th Street, yeah?
all the way down to 1st Street. and from Alder to the back of the
To
hill.
the back,
um,
and then up the hill?
all of North Cliff from basically where the Alder Street project, the downtown connector project, will leave off. So the entire hill section up to where the North Cliff paving project that was from a few years ago leaves off, and then into that North Cliff development, that entire North Cliff development up around Sydney and Elizabeth area.
That's all part of Basin 3.
That is all part of Basin 3, and that is all part of this $6 million bid that we got from Pavetta Brothers.
Well, that's pretty remarkable.
It's very remarkable.
It is just overlays. So we're looking at 3-inch overlays, but at this point, with some of those concrete streets that we have down there, it would be very difficult to get those concrete panels out of there, bring in subgrade. Is mushy as the subgrade is down there, you would need to import quite a bit of material. So at this point, it is just overlays. But even to get just a 3-inch overlay over those streets, they should hold up fairly well. We'll have to do some maintenance on them over the next decade or so, but to get that done is a very good thing in our eyes.
And you will have a plan on maintenance of those streets.
We are looking at an overall maintenance plan of all of our streets that we will be bringing to the commission over probably the next 6 months or so. We are working on that with internal staff. It is something that in Public Works we have never had. We basically build a project and leave it until it gets in poor enough condition that we have to go back and rehab it again. So we are looking at some different options, either grind and overlays, chip seal, fog seal, some of those other options to keep those streets like North Cliff. That project's been it's been 5 or 6 years old now, and it's in need of most likely a chip seal or a fog seal, something to seal those cracks up and keep that water out of there. But yeah, that is something that we will be bringing forward over the next 6 months or so.
Very good.
We are actually scheduled to have like a groundbreaking ceremony, I think on March 23rd, I believe.
That is correct.
And that is open to the public.
We have not sent out an invitation to the public. Really, at this point, Mayor, that is completely up to you, whether you would like to keep that to our representatives and the commission and some of the other agencies, or if you want to open that up to the public, but that is completely up to you at this point.
We'd invite reporters. Don't you think that the news media would be there on
We
an
certainly
occasion like
would
that?
like to have the
I
media.
think that would be good.
That is,
Well, we'll see. You know, I mean, if there's an area where we can do it, where the public can come, I mean, I think it's a celebration. So
I agree.
anyway, any other questions for
Can I
Craig?
back up just a minute here?
Absolutely.
I was reading through this, Craig, and help me out here. It looked to me like the grants came in at around $6,400,000.
About 6.5 million.
6.5
Just short of
million, yeah.
6.5 million.
A little shy, and then the bid was 5,000,009, say 6 million.
6 million, correct.
So there's a balance of about $500,000.
That is correct.
So is that for like cost overruns maybe, or
That certainly is a
unforeseen-
contingency fund that we
Yeah,
would have
okay.
in case we find something really out of the ordinary out there. Maybe, I don't
Yeah.
know what was out there in the past, but we have had projects where we ran across like
what
an
do you
old
mean you don't
fueling
know? You've
station.
been here forever.
But yeah, we have run into projects where we stick a bucket in the ground and we find an old fueling station or something of that sort. But certainly that would provide some contingency for some of those unforeseen instances where we have to spend a little bit more money. So that certainly is nice for us to have
Yeah.
that leniency that we can tap into that extra $500,000 that we have there. But
And we don't
yeah.
have to spend it if we don't have to.
We certainly do not have to, and at this point, our goal is to come in on time and under budget, so we're hoping that we
Right.
don't have to get into that other $500,000 that we have there.
Well, I too appreciate all your hard work, all the staff's hard work, and Drew and Dan and Tim, and the work of the commission. And I just want to say that and this is the only time I'm ever going to say this, but, Mr. Krantz has put in a lot of mileage on this project. And he deserves some credit, even though he'll say it was the commission. All right? And that's what I wanted to say.
Well, we'll have a party on the groundbreaking ceremony, and then we can get on to saving up money for the next one. So you'd like to concur with this one, that we place this on the action agenda, is that correct? That
That is correct.
I think so.
We can do that, can't we? Okay, let's do it and place it on March 6, 2018. All right, now we are into the action agenda items, and the first thing is we're going to talk about is art with Mark Ziegler.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. It's time again for the Arts Commission, the Shelton Arts Commission's the Civic Center Rotating Art Gallery. The Arts Commission called for artists with a deadline of February 2nd for submittals. On February 13th, the Arts Commission met and juried work from 5 artists, and today we're bringing you recommendations from 4, and I believe there's photos of the
There are.
of the art in
They're
your packets to
quite-
review.
Quite
Terrific.
colorful.
So we have 4 artists to recommend to you this evening, 13 total pieces, and with your approval tonight, the Arts Commission would have that installed on the 26th, and that work would be up through the end of May, through May 31st.
This, I say it every time you bring these to us to vote on, to say yes, go ahead. I love having the art along that wall. And the people just come in and they stand there and look at them. Someone was taking pictures of them the other day, and so it's awesome. I love it. And we have some really cool artists in Shelton, Mason County.
This is an action item, so anyone from the public is welcome to speak on this issue. So if anyone has signed up to speak about the art, you're more than welcome to come forward. If not, is there any, this is the art right here, it looks wonderful. And so, on this one, it looks like we would need a motion. Is there any other questions or concerning this issue this time? So I would accept a motion to approve.
I move to accept the Shelton Arts Commission recommended artists for placement in the Civic Center Rotating Art Gallery for the term of February 26th through May 31st, 2018.
I second it.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The art passes. Next is a resolution, and what we're going to do is at this time have this presented to us by our interim finance director, Terry, and I don't know how to say her last name, so I'm not going to even try. I'm just going to say, Terry, would you like to come and talk to us about this resolution?
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. This resolution is to redirect the authorization for the investment of the local government investment pool, the LGIP accounts. This is a housekeeping item, basically removing Nola von Nudeg and Ryan Wheaton from the accounts and replacing them with myself, Terry Snitzer, and Vicki Look.
Questions or comments?
Can you explain a little bit to the citizens what the LGIP pool is, or what the LGIP?
This is an account that the city and other governments can invest their monies in, and it's just basically a pool, but just for the local governments.
Is it a return on the investment?
You know, there is,
Okay,
yes.
I
have not been able to get access to the account because our names are not on it,
okay.
so I've not been able to look
When
at
you
it
find that
until-
out?
Yes,
Yeah,
until,
okay, just good that there's a return. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what
This
the
is-
percentage is, I don't know.
This is an action item also, so anyone from the public would like to speak about this, this is the opportunity. Did anybody want to sign up for that?
There's no one signed up.
Thank you very much. Okay, any other questions for Terry? Okay, so at this point, what we need to do is ask for a first and final reading of a resolution 1118-0218. And so would you please have that reading?
Resolution number 1118-0218, a resolution authorizing investment of the City of Shelton monies in the local government investment pool.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
I move to accept resolution number 1118-0218, authorization of investment of City of Shelton monies in local government investment pool.
I second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The resolution passes. All right, next we're going to talk about asphalt bulk supply. And again, one of our favorite speakers here at the local commission meetings is our Public Works Director, Craig Gregory.
The man of the hour.
There you go.
We told you these meetings were going to be long when we went to 2.
That's all right. That's all right. We're here.
Yeah.
So as we talked about a couple of weeks ago, entering into a contract with Lakeside Industries for bulk asphalt used for not only our maintenance but also our in-house overlay project that we have agreed to 20 residential blocks this year and ongoing with transportation benefit district funds that we have committed to that 20 blocks. So we need to secure pricing for that and
Shoot.
$50, $50 fine
Goes
in the kitty
for a
for the
party.
coffee.
Sorry, guys.
Coffee and donuts.
so we are asking to enter into a contract with Lakeside Industries for the purchase of bulk asphalt.
I had a question. Did you just get one bid on that, or had you said there were several bids on that?
We actually, this round, only had one bid.
And that's all you could get?
That's all we got.
That's all that came in?
It is a little difficult with where we're located. It is tough when we haul our own asphalt that we can't get too far out from Shelton.
Sure.
So there is a plant just north of Shelton that we did not get a bid from, but Lakeside does provide a very good product for us to use, and it is fairly close. So it is nice that we can get them on board. And their pricing came in for only getting one bid, very close to what the state contract would be, actually a little less in this instance. So worked out fairly well for us.
Someone had asked me, and I said I'd ask Craig to get that
Yeah.
answer. Okay.
And that
very
is
good.
really it. It is just travel time getting to and from the plant, especially with the limited number of dump trucks that we have.
Okay, very good.
Has anyone signed up for public comment on this action item? Any other questions concerning asphalt? No? Okay. So it appears that we need a motion to approve.
I move to approve the hot mix asphalt contract with Lakeside Industries by signing the award form and the asphalt bulk supply contract.
There's a motion.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The hot asphalt supply issue is behind us. Next, item number 4, parametrics sewer SCADA expenditure approval. So, Craig, you're going to talk to us about that.
So this was, just to refresh your memory, we had a contract with Parametrics that did expire at the end of 2017. We did just bring forward to enter into that agreement again, but in the meantime, we have had some unforeseen issues with our SCADA system, and we did have to, under an emergency, have Parametrics come out. It was something that happened on, I believe, a Thursday. It would have had us run 24/7 with manpower out there until the issue was fixed. Parametrics did come out and get us back up and running in a fairly short timeline, saving us quite a bit of overtime. So we moved forward with that agreement with them, but really just wanted to inform the commission that we had done that outside of the contract and get approval from you that, for that expenditure.
We've used these people before quite a bit, I think.
They're the ones that we have used for a number of years, and they are very, very good at what they do. They respond at all hours of the day, including into the wee hours of the morning when we call. So they are very
Oh,
good.
graveyard
to have on
shift.
board.
Graveyard shift.
Do you have anybody signed up for public comment on this issue? Okay, so any more questions or comments for Craig Gregory? All right, so I would entertain a motion.
I move to approve the parametric SCADA expenditure and allow the Public Works Director to sign the invoice approval.
I second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Item number 5, again, is Craig Gregory talking to us about a resolution.
So, Mayor and Commissioners, we talked a couple weeks ago about the need for UV system parts, that when we go out to bid or look for other vendors, we have a tough time finding those. They are absent for this, and to retrofit would be very difficult for this system. So we are asking the commission to enter into a sole source agreement for those parts for the UV system at the main treatment plant for disinfection.
How long do those UV parts last? I mean,
It really depends. That plant's been up and running for quite some time since we had the upgrades done. And it is just like anything else. It just periodically will have bulbs go out and other assorted parts go out in that. But
is there warranties on those?
there are.
Okay. What's the warranty on those?
I believe it was 2 years, and that has since expired several years ago. So, yeah, at this point, it is on us to fix and replace those parts.
I heard that the warranties were going out. We would no longer have them, so.
Yeah, more with the biosolids dryer. Those warranties are coming up. That was placed a little later than the actual main plant was installed. So yes, those warranties are all coming to date. So we will have even more of these unforeseen issues that we run into. But all of these are budgeted in the annual budget for operations and maintenance.
Good.
So your operation, you're not exactly like that Gold Rush show that we have on TV where all the belts are breaking and, you know, the big rocks get stuck in. Have you ever seen that show?
Not exactly like that,
Oh.
Mayor, but
Well, I see them, and then all of a sudden
What-
they're running
what we
around.
mine isn't
They're
quite
hitting the
gold,
button, they're
but,
shutting it off, you know. They've got to
Yeah.
stop the erupt, and then they're yelling at each other and pulling the big rocks out, and so.
we
you got-
have had issues down there where we have some of that goes on.
But no big rocks.
No big rocks. We did have a small fire in one of our feeders
That's right.
here a while back,
Yeah.
and every now and again a belt does break, but
Okay.
nothing
So you're
like
not
the
looking to,
miners.
you're not looking to start a TV show or anything on you guys' activities down there,
You got a
you know?
great you got a great group down there that
They are really good.
knows what they're doing. Yeah, okay.
All right, so, at this point, I think this is just a matter of maintenance, and is there anybody signed up? Did I ask that question already?
We have no one.
Okay, so any other questions for Craig concerning these lights, these bulbs? Hearing none, I would entertain, first, we need a first and final reading of the resolution 1116-0218.
Resolution number 1116-0128, a resolution of the City of Shelton, Washington, declaring the purchase of Aquaray UV systems and parts to be clearly and legitimately limited to a sole source and waiving competitive bidding requirements for such purchases.
Okay, and I would entertain a motion to approve.
Is it
Go
my
ahead.
turn?
You
want-
can. Go for it.
I move to approve resolution number 1116-0218, declaring any purchase of Aquaray UV systems, a trademark of Suez Treatment Solutions, to be deemed a sole source.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I second it.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve. And any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. And item number 6, this is the Turner Avenue Contract Award, and you're going to inform us about that.
This is just for the design of Turner Street with the recent award, grant award from TIB for the repaving of that roadway from Angleside Road to 16th. And really the design consists of just right-of-way staking and alignment, and also elevation of utilities. But really that is the extent. This is really just a paving project. So it is a fairly small design, but it is something that is needed for up there in that location to get that project moving forward. And along with the other projects, just trying to get that bid out to bid as soon as possible for the best possible price. So trying to move forward as quickly as we can with Gray and Osborne, who is also doing the design of the downtown connector project. So just economy of scale with them is really the reason that we are moving forward with Gray and Osborne. They are already in town and know what we have going on. So when they send out a surveyor to do survey work on the downtown connector project, it is much cheaper for us to utilize them to then just go to Turner Street and execute that also. So that is the reason we are asking to move forward with a contract with Gray and Osborne for the design of the Turner Street project.
And they will be, the design isn't done yet, right? Or the design
It is not completed yet,
okay.
no.
All right. Do you have a date on that?
We are hoping that it is within the next couple of weeks,
Okay.
so that we can get this thing out to bid along with the downtown connector project. And again, just economy of scale with those two projects running simultaneously. We're hoping for some fairly good asphalt prices.
Okay, good.
Has anyone signed up for public comment on this issue? Is there any other questions or comments concerning Turner Avenue?
Yeah, I have a question. It wasn't just Turner Avenue, correct? Wasn't there something for Holly Street as well?
It is.
Or did
also
I read
a
that
portion
wrong?
of this. Yes, you did.
Okay.
That was a supplemental bid from them to also, if you've ever been on Holly Drive.
Yes, I have.
It is basically a one-lane wagon trail at this point.
With the flood
we've-
basin at the bottom.
Yes, we've got some trees out in the right-of-way, and really the survey work to really define where that right-of-way is at. We did not want to go in and pave a gravel street that we were guessing where the right-of-way was at. So yes, this does include Holly also, which will be done most likely by the contractor that is awarded the Turner Street overlay project. It was slated to be one of the couple residential blocks that we committed to paving this year. So we just looked at this after we got the TIB grant and figured it would be the best option to pave it along with the Turner Street project. So yeah, really we just wanted to define where that area was at, since it's
Right. I don't know.
exactly
There might
clear
be a
at
lot
this
of
point.
people here that don't know where Holly is, but it's between 14th and 16th, and it connects back, goes off of Turner and comes back around to 14th.
correct.
And I had a friend back in late 50s, 60s, that lived on that street, and I remember it being gravel then. So those people are going to be happy.
I think
No doubt in my
anytime-
mind.
Anytime somebody that lives on a gravel road gets paved, they're probably going to be happy. But yes, that
Probably all
road-
new people since I was up in
Yeah.
that neighborhood, but it's great.
All right, any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
I move to accept the Turner Avenue design contract with Gray and Osborne Incorporated and authorize the Public Works Director to sign the agreement.
Second?
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And at this time, we get to item number G, and I want to turn the meeting over to our interim city manager to present to us a city manager's report. Vicki Look.
Thank you, Mayor. I am going to turn this over to Craig Gregory. He has an administrative report. And then I'd like to finish up with a couple of comments at the end.
All right.
So, Mayor and Commissioners, just a real quick update on what we've talked about, biosolids program. When we first entered into those agreements, we did tell the commission that we would bring back annual updates, and for 2017, happy to report back to you that with our biosolids program, we took in just a little more than 1.33 million gallons.
Gallons, not dollars, gallons.
Gallons.
Calm down. Well, you said dollars, and I was going to.
Totaling total revenue for 2017 was just over $123,000 with that program. And like I had said before, we are taking in that revenue with fairly minimal effects to the wastewater treatment plant at this point.
I like the $1 million one better.
We're trying to get there.
That's good.
We're working on it.
Now,
Okay.
here's what I would like to ask at this time is, as we know, I was supporting trying to lower sewer rates for the citizens this past year, and I got outvoted. And here we have some extra money. Would it be possible to lower the sewer rates of the citizens of Shelton with some of that money? And if it is, how would we do that?
That is certainly something that we can take a look at. It's not something that I can answer right now, but I can certainly work with our interim finance director, Terry Snitzer, and get an answer for that. I can tell you that annual revenue to the sewer department is about $4 million, so you are looking at, if my numbers are right, around 3% of that. So that is certainly something that we can take a look at and see if that is something that we can do in the future. But it's going to probably most likely take us a couple of weeks to figure that out and see if that is possible.
I know it's not normal, but this city has been taxed to the max, and we have been continuing to fight and crawl our way out of debt, and we have continued to try to do it at the same time, not raising sewer rates, but if there was a chance of lowering them a little bit, I think the citizens would greatly appreciate that. So would you please look into that for us?
We certainly will, and we will try and bring back a report, if not at the March 6th meeting, definitely on the March 20th meeting. So we will certainly get back to you in a timely fashion.
Appreciate that. Yes, Vicki, look, did you have something?
Yes, I just wanted to take a moment to compliment the leadership team and the city staff for working through all the difficulties that we've been experiencing over the last few months. As you've heard tonight, and many other previous city commission meetings, city staff is committed to continuing our hard work on many of the public works projects that are high profile, along with the community development projects that are coming up. And our interim finance director is working diligently to get in and understand the 2018 budget and help staff manage through these projects and just the day-to-day financial issues that come up. So I just wanted you to know that we're committed to serving you and helping you. We're committed to going toward the council form of government, providing support over the next few months, and continuing to make this city the best that we can make it. So we just wanted to let you know.
Thank you, team.
And thank you, Vicki, look, for your hard work. I see you in there some days, Sunday afternoon, sitting there behind your desk. And
She was here on President's Day.
really, on President's Day?
I'm not the only one putting in the extra time.
We do appreciate you and the department heads in moving forward on the projects, and looking forward to the day when we have a 7-person council. Be a big change for the city of Shelton, and we are looking forward to then working through that process. Okay, if there's nothing else, our next meeting will be March 6, 2018 at 7 p.m. in the evening, and this meeting is adjourned.